Okay, welcome back to This You Say That, a Breitbart podcast on Podcast One. I am your host, Sonnie Johnson, and you know what time it is. We bring in JaVonni.
Hey.
What's up, dude? How you doing?
I'm great. Glad to be here.
All right, now, we got to be time vultures, okay? We can't be on colored people time. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that like a bad Hillary Clinton joke or something?
I'm going to ignore what time it is right now. Why did you say that?
Oh, come on. You can laugh. But I know both of us are very punctual people that don't adhere to color people time. So we can laugh at the joke, right? We break the stereotype. Tell me what we got this week, see?
All right. Last week, the groups hashtag never Trump, hashtag down with Trump, hashtag down with the comb over. I made up that last one. We're all excited to rally behind the new rebranded Ted Cruz campaign with his supercharged Broadway singing vice president pick Carly Fiorina. Well, 7 days later, here we are. He's dropped out of the race, leaving Donald Trump as the presumptive nominee, and so is John Kasich. Not quite sure why Kasich dropped out. It must have been the eating pizza with a fork. You know, total disrespect to New Yorkers, those darn Ohio values. Sonnie, are we sad that Ted Cruz and Kasich are out of the race?
Look, I said it from the beginning. All you had to do was beat Donald Trump. If you think he's such a clown, if you think he's so offensive, if you think that he is progressive in Republican clothing, all of those things, all you had to do was beat him. And it got to the point where I realized that no one would be able to beat him, and I started to see the fault within the conservative movement in itself. So, like right now, you have a part of the conservative movement who says, well, I no longer identify as Republican. Well, join the fucking club. Glad to have you. You know, I stopped identifying as a Republican like as soon as Mitt Romney refused to say, yeah, I'm rich and I make my damn money and I'm not ashamed of it. That's around the time where I stopped claiming to be a Republican. Actually, I got really, really shaky about calling myself a Republican when George W. Bush says we have to abandon the free market in order to save it. Really? Really? So it's been a long time since I've self-identified as a Republican, so welcome to the fucking club. Maybe if you had been listening to some of us this entire time, you wouldn't be shocked by the fact that we actually like Trump more than we like you.
Listen, Sonnie, look, you all did not go through all this trouble to bring this little black man over here into the party to just all of a sudden say, I'm not a Republican anymore. No. Anyway, I will be the last person standing holding the title if that is the case. That's fine. You all can go and burn the label down in the RNC headquarters if you want to. It took a lot to get me here. I'm just saying. All of this, I'm no longer a Republican.
And look, Rice Priebus is he is trying so hard to keep this together. And what they refuse to realize, what they refuse to wake up to the realization of, and I said this in the first segment of the show, the thing that they don't want to wake up to is that you need to have the votes. You can be as principled as you want to be. You could be 100% right. But if you cannot convince a motherfucker of your argument, you can't get the votes. So you will have a person like Obama say, if you win the votes, you can do what the hell you want. And that's kind of what Trump is like feeling himself right now.
He's like, I got the votes. Do what I want. And it's up to you. You can come and join me or go get on Hillary's side.
Or get run the fuck over by the Trump train. But here's the point, and here's what I would say to those conservatives. Realize this. You take yourself out of the equation, who the fuck is going to protect conservatism? Who is going to protect it if you just throw your hands up and say, I'm just going to sit out? If you don't learn anything from the black community, learn what happened to us when the people who actually did the work, the people who actually got up every day and gave a damn, gave up on voting. You are going down the same path we went down. I mean, I said all of this in the first part, but it still applies, and this is a story that shows you why it applies.
Oh, well, look, they spent 8 years fighting Obama. They would rather get another Democrat and do what they're good at. No, forget Trump. He's too much work. We'll just sit and play tiddlywinks and tweet at Hillary all day to show that we're doing something.
It's not I can say that I tried. Like, you know how it is, like that conservative quote that everybody repeats everywhere. One day our children are going to look at us and say, why didn't we fight? And what you're going to say, well, I tried to fight. I knew I was right, but I didn't change my strategy. I didn't change my tactics to actually be effective. No, no, no. I stood on my fucking high pillar stone and said, I am right, and I will watch everything fucking burn around me to prove that I am right. And if that's not self-righteousness, if that's not pride, if that's not the thing that leads to the fall, my name isn't Sonnie Johnson. I'm telling you, no freaking lie.
Oh, why be PC now? Just say the word.
Just because sometimes it don't fit. I really don't, you know what I'm saying? I really don't even care. I'm at the point where, honestly speaking, most of the never Trump people are the people that I know don't like me anyway. And that's not even being funny. That's like being on some serious shit. The ones who are like never Trump, they don't like me any fucking way. They're the ones that like the, you know, the go along to get along Negro. And I definitely don't fit that. So they don't want me anyway. And that's fine. I'm good. We could have had the big tent. You don't want the big tent. You've exposed yourself. I see you for who you are. Bingo, you win. Now you lose me as being an advocate that would stand beside you. Instead, you got one that wants to tear you down at every corner. Nice move. Make more enemies instead of making friends.
Well, I think you've sealed up that topic nicely.
All right, next one.
Team Hillary has a new attack dog. Since we all know she's running off of her husband's record and doesn't have much personality, is admitted by herself that she has an enthusiasm problem. The transracial Massachusetts senator and self-proclaimed woo-woo Indian, Elizabeth Warren, has been firing off at Donald Trump. Like a moth to a flaming lesbian, this sudden anger she has had about Donald Trump is as believable as her support of crooked Hillary or her marriage to a man. No woman with a hairdo like that dates men. No one. And I don't care if that offends half of Washington. The Hillary lesbian do needs to stop. Sonnie, how do you feel about Elizabeth Warren inserting herself in this race?
Okay. The thing about Elizabeth Warren is that she gave birth to Rachel Dolezal being able to come out as her true self and Sean King being able to pretend that he is black. Look, is there any really... we're told that there's some racial pride, right? That there's something about actually being born black that should give you some pride in the fact that you were actually born black. Right? And the same thing with being a Native American or being a Hispanic, whatever category you feel in. But then as soon as a white person wants to come in and co-opt that shit, it's supposed to be acceptable. So Elizabeth Warren can come in and she's a white woman. You know what I'm saying? And come in on a scholarship. Say she's a Native American. Everybody, and then she gets caught for it. Nobody bats a fucking eye. And then you wonder why we have Rachel Dolezal. You wonder why we have Sean King. She's the one that fucking started it. She was the first to tell them it's okay. White people who want to steal other ethnicities' culture, come out of the closet. She was the great awakening for the trans racial movement, and she should be the icon held up for such. And as being given that title, you should know that what did Donald Trump call her?
A goofus.
Goofus, yes. I second that, Donald Trump. She is a goofus.
I love the enthusiasm he put behind it when he announced it. He was so happy. Elizabeth Warren, she's a goofus. Hillary's got this goofus behind her.
Well, like I said, if you want to steal other people's ethnicity when you have clung on to white privilege, then yeah, you're goofus. I think that we should just put that definition into the Urban Dictionary and like put Elizabeth Warren's name attached to it and see how long it stands, see how many clicks we get, how many likes we get, or how many times we get cussed out by random anonymous people.
I feel like she's the Ted Cruz on the other side. She has almost no legislative record of anything that she has suggested ever passing, but yet she has the best speaking record for the Liberal Democrat Party.
No, she's the one that tells the truth. And you have so many of them who hide behind their lies, those progressive lies, and people like Bernie Sanders, people like Elizabeth Warren, they come closer to telling you the truth, that they want some form of socialism. They want some form of a big government structure that runs every fucking thing. They come closer to telling the truth. And that tells you how emboldened the Democratic Party is, and especially the people at the grassroots level at the Democratic Party that has been coming up through these Marxist colleges that have been ingraining this shit in them. They are now reaping a base that wants pure Marxism. And they're not scared to stand up for it and stand behind Bernie Sanders and stand behind people like Elizabeth Warren. And I'm telling you, while we're over here fighting amongst ourselves, one day they're going to outnumber us if we don't get our shit together. And we need to get our shit together quick.
Yeah, without burning the party down in the process.
What's a couple votes going to do? Win an election or something? Who knows?
Oh, God forbid we give it to Donald Trump. I think it's just pocket net worth envy. But moving on now, I'm going to be blunt with this next story. This is for all you liberal assholes who talk about extreme unfairness, languishing poverty, food deserts, and the like in America. We have subsidized cable, people buying lobster with food stamps, and traveling to Disney World while on welfare, yet people in Venezuela are out there eating dogs, cats, and pigeons. Military officials are stealing goats for food. So fuck you, Al Sharpton. I'm sick of it. All the people saying how terrible it is in America, this is a pet peeve I'm always talking about, they need to go over there where they're lighting shit on fire in protest over basic necessities.
They are now hunting what? Please repeat that.
Dogs, cats, and pigeons. And as I said, military officials are stealing goats.
Dogs, cats, and pigeons. Okay, so they're basically hunting down the family fucking pet and the park rat with wings to eat them because they accepted fucking socialism. They wanted to feel the fucking burn, and now they're feeling the fucking burn. And we actually have people in America right now that think this shit is viable. It always sounds motherfucking good until the food lines start, until the rationing start, until you realize that government is terrible at running every fucking thing, and we continuously turn more shit over to them. People, they are in Venezuela hunting Toto because they are hungry. Wake the fuck up.
Now, we have think tanks who are here who talk about, again, how we have such a large amount of poverty in America. That is fucking poverty. I mean, here in DC, they don't even check incomes for those who live in housing projects. You have all types of Escalades and everything running through there. So, yeah, they need to go send a boat of Bernie Sanders supporters over there, or tell them to go swim over to Venezuela so they can see what socialism really looks like.
We got to go into the break. So how about we go into the break with this one? We say something like, let's make a prediction. In 6 months from now, we'll have an influx of immigrants coming across the southern border, and they're going to be from Venezuela because they've run out of dogs, cats, and pigeons. We'll be back in 1 second. There's something about TrueCar a lot of people don't know. Using TrueCar can also help you buy a used car. In fact, there are over 500,000 pre-owned vehicles available from TrueCar certified dealers nationwide. Whether you're looking to buy new or used, you can get upfront pricing information that empowers, discounts off the list price for used cars, and a better buying experience through our TrueCar certified dealer network. There are over 500,000 pre-owned vehicles available from TrueCar certified dealers nationwide. You'll see what other people pay for the car that you want, so you can know what a fair price is and feel confident. With TrueCar, you can connect with a local certified dealer of your choosing so you can enjoy a quick, easy buying experience. Using the TrueCar website or the TrueCar app, you can easily find the new or used car you want. When you're ready to buy a new or used car, visit TrueCar.com or download the TrueCar app to enjoy a better car buying experience. Some features are not available in all states.
It's time for another Sonnyism. Democrats want to be the party of the poor. In order to do that, they have to keep you poor. Here, once again, is Sonnie Johnson.
Welcome back to Did She Say That? I'm your host, Sonnie Johnson. Of course, we got JaVonni back with us.
Yes.
Okay, you can find me Twitter, Facebook at Sonnie Johnson. That's SONNIE Johnson. And if you put a Y in, that's not my fucking name, so you won't find me, okay? It's SONNIE. What's yours, JaVonni?
For Twitter and Instagram, I am Vonnie Media Mogul, VONNI, and for Facebook, JaVonni Brustow.
All right, so let's go and finish this up. Let's get some cultural stories.
Sonnie, last week you were on here bragging about all your goody goodness. Well, move over because there's a new woman in town. Literally. Who am I speaking of? Caitlyn Jenner, of course. And commemorating the 40th anniversary of Sports Illustrated, she'll be spread eagle, butterball naked on the cover with her Olympic gold medal, sharing all that 66-year-old goody goodness for all the world to see. Sonnie, are you ready for Caitlyn?
I know this is my show, and I know I'm the Did She Say That girl, but can I not comment? Is that, like, possible? Is that possible? Well, look, I haven't checked the rule book or anything. I don't know how this works. Like, if I get to the point where I absolutely have zero fucking comments, like, can I just not comment?
I think I could accept that.
I'm gonna have to leave that one there. Look, how about this? How about if I replace the story? Cause I'm sorry. I don't want to touch that with I don't even know what size the pole is, but I don't want to know. So how about, did you hear about the tow truck guy who pulled up to a lady on the side of the road who had called him? He sees that she has a Bernie Sanders sticker on her car. He refuses to give her service and instead tells her she should call the government for help.
Hey, I support that.
Booyah! Better story.
I mean, and the good part about it is that I don't know whether he checked this or not before he did it. He probably did, but it's totally within his right. It's legal. Nobody can get him for it.
But it also makes you an asshole.
It does make you an asshole.
It makes you an asshole.
Well, but that's what having a Bernie sticker also does. That stamps asshole on your head. This is what happens when you self-brand yourself as an asshole.
One tenet of capitalism is to provide a service that makes profit for your company, your family, for you to provide. That is the tenet of it. But a basic tenet of human fucking nature is to help a motherfucker that needs help. Now, if she was like, look, if you just tow my car and get it to this point, then I'll give you the other half of the money, then I would have been like, okay, that's a motherfucking Bernie Sanders supporter. So don't trust that bitch. You know what I'm saying? I would be like, don't trust her because she wants some shit for free. So I wouldn't trust her either. Pay me my money up front or I'm not going to tow your car. But for her to have the money and you're not going to take the money and not going to tow the car for the simple fact that she is a Bernie Sanders supporter, that makes you like a world-class, colossal asshole. And I would not be surprised if you start noticing that instead of business coming in, you have more business going out. Because that's not a cute fucking thing to do, to call a tow truck and to not get fucking towed.
I mean, in all seriousness, like when it comes to religious right, as far as picking who we want to service, I'm all for it. You know, you don't have to serve me. You don't have to serve black people. You don't have to serve Asians or whoever else. You know, Jews. You can go put a sticker on your door.
Volunteer association.
Yes, but if you don't want to do that, then fine. But you're going to lose business. Like, that's just it. No major corporation, anyone who cares about making money, is going to go through that. No, and AAA isn't doing that. Don't pick up people with Bernie stickers until November. So, hey, that's his loss. I say let these people be assholes. That was total asshole behavior. I thought it was funny.
I'm glad we agree, and that's so much better than talking about Bruce and his Let's go. Something else.
Sidebar, you noticed that I noticed that Breitbart still refers to him as Bruce every single article that I see.
Hey, look, I am a woman.
I love that they keep doing it, though.
As long as you have a penis, you're not, like, show me it's real. Cut it off. Like, go through some shit. Chop it off. You get what I'm saying? You chop it off. Show me that shit real. Show me that shit real. Then I start calling you by a different name. Until then, what is it? Like, I go back to Coming to America. Mama call him Clay. I'm going to call him Clay.
I feel the same way, but you go through all this trouble all through the press about your new identity, but you're too scared to go and chop it off.
All right, next one.
All right. The surprise of the week came to me when rapper J. Cole became the highest earning rapper of the year last year. With Lil Wayne, Drake, Nicki Minaj, and her Tupperware Home Depot silicone booty of hers is still in the game, it's a little hard to imagine any of those didn't top that list. I haven't listened to a ton of J. Cole's music, but the guy has substance. And for about the last 10 years, people have declared rap dead, like incessantly. But the fact that J. Cole, an artist, again, who actually has something to say, made the most money, to me, it proves that hard work and a good message will always prevail. And I know that he's a favorite of yours.
That's my hip-hop crush. I told my husband if I got him in a room, he has this song called Lights Please, and it's basically about how he starts to talk this, about real issues and tough things, and then the girl is like, let's just have sex. I'm like, hey, let's just have sex, and then we can talk afterwards. But no, that's kind of my cheat husband. My husband already knows that. But in honor of J. Cole, okay, now mind you, what J. Cole did with his album, Forest Hills, which came out in 2015, is that he basically destroyed every notion that modern day hip hop is set. So it wasn't about getting hooks. It wasn't about getting tracks that were kind of radio ready. It was about creating a form of his music that he did individually that stepped outside of the mold of what is accepted by hip hop. Now here's the beautiful thing about what he did. The way he toured his for most of it, for the promotion of his album, is that he would announce that, okay, I'm showing up in Chicago 4 days from now, 2 days from now, I'm going to give out the location. The first, 500 people that are there, it costs you $1 to get in, and I'm giving a concert. So it's not a way for people, the rich people, to scalp the tickets and get the tickets fast. And then people who really, really love him but maybe don't have the dough or have the funding can't get the tickets. He made it so you had to show up and you had to be in line, and all it cost you was $1 to get in. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's some shit. So in honor of J. Cole, can I take up just the rest of this little block in honor of my J. Cole? This is what made my jaw drop and made me love him. He goes, so much money, I don't know who stole from me. Hard to keep track because I'm used to having no money. Still broke compared to niggas with old money. I mean the type of niggas that would laugh at Hov's money. Billionaires with petroleum and coal money. Probably kill themselves if they had coal money. Do you get what he just said right there? Like, I'm rich, but I notice the difference between me and the fucking $100 billion.
I know, my rich and your rich, yes.
Yeah, it's two different, it's levels to this shit in richness. And I understand the fucking levels. So as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, okay. In the same song, he finishes up like this. He goes, how mama gonna teach you how to save money when she barely on the boat got stay afloat money? Blacks always broke cause we don't know money. Spend it for we get it and can never hold money. No wallets, nah, niggas would rather fold money. Money control niggas, white men control money, laughing like, yeah, my nigga, get your money. How we gonna learn money when we can't be taught it from the person that's supposed to teach it to us in everyday life? Because they struggling with their bills getting cut off, their bills and they power getting cut off, their credit rating in a dump. How the hell they supposed to teach a generation of people about money? And then we come up thinking, hey, if you can put 100 ones in your pocket with another $100 bill over the top of it, you can fool motherfuckers into thinking that you actually got some money. Like, we do simpleton shit like this instead of realizing that there's levels to the fucking money. And if we want to go through the levels, we got to understand the levels, and we have to start somewhere. And I always tell men, and especially or women with little boys, the best place for you to start is to buy your son a wallet. To buy your son a fucking wallet and tell your son, don't ever let that wallet go empty. Always have at least $1, $5, $10. Don't you ever let that wallet go empty. And then you start giving them some kind of perspective of where to fucking start. So
I agree with that.
Yeah, I love J. Cole. So shout out. I love you, J. Cole. You should come on my show. Actually, we should do it in person. Oh, my goody goodness. No, let me stop. Go. Next story. You're going to get me in trouble. I didn't say that.
No, you didn't.
I did, though, J. Cole. Go ahead.
This next topic is for you white people. It's okay. You can put your guns down. It's not like I'm going to ask for reparations or to cuckold your wives or anything. The 2014 film Dear White People is getting greenlit for a 10-episode Netflix series. I actually didn't watch the film, but it sounds interesting. Even better than the show is I want to see this done for other races. To be fair, like Dear Black People or Dear Koreans, we all can be self-deprecating. I mean, a knock-knock oven joke never killed anyone. Never mind. Sonnie, how do you feel about the idea of a Dear White People show on, it's not really television, on Netflix? Is this discriminating? Is it fair game? Do you support it?
I didn't even watch it, but I can tell you that behind the hand behind it is a white person. I can bet you. I can bet you that the hand behind it is a white person. And the idea that sparked that white person came from another white person. And I bet that along the way, it's all focused on and guided towards white people. And it is a perfect example of white people creating white privilege to talk about themselves under the guise that it actually has something to do with black people.
Ooh.
Do I need to repeat that?
Oh, that was a tough one. Yes, please, you need to repeat that.
Do I need to repeat that? No, because the simple fact is another way for dumbass white progressives to make themselves feel more fucking important. Like, okay, let's teach you now how to be a good little white progressive. And this is the funny part. The funny part is, like did we talk about the cultural appropriation? Like the little dude that had the white boy that had the dreads, right? So, this is the white boy with the dreads, and a black girl comes up to him and is like, why do you have the dreads in your hair? You're taking my culture. Now, more than likely, the white boy with the dreads was a true bred progressive. He believes in white privilege. He believes in all of this white shit. And somehow, I bet you in his own mind, he thought that he had laid his white privilege down and he had given up his white male patriarchy and he was a good progressive that was trying to total. I bet you he thought that he was the kind of white person that black people would accept because he had learned from his white ways. And this is what white people will rap. The people who keep accepting this shit. The people, do you realize that you can never lay down your white guilt, so no matter what the fuck you do, one of these black people that actually believes in the shit that you are spewing is going to spit in your face one day and call you a cracker, no matter what the fuck you do. no matter how much you do it, because you're breeding in them to think that way about white people, but you want them to think of you like you special. And I can tell you this, they don't give a fuck about you, and they not gonna think that you're special. So you keep believing in your white privilege. You keep on thinking it can be a shield. Wait till you run up on a nigga that don't care that you laid your white privilege down. Okay, we gotta go. Thank you. This is Did She Say That podcast. Sonnie Johnson, JaVonni Brustow. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Breitbart Podcast on Podcast One. Please, people, make sure you just subscribe to the podcast, and we'll check you next week. Bye.
I'm American made. I got American parts. I got American faith in America's heart. Stars in my eyes, I'm in love with her, and I want the